Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I make these little, not all of them, but just I'm going to do two for an example. These little paperclip embellishments. I mean, who doesn't have paper clips? They're super easy to make, and you just use your stash, like all your little knickknacks, beads, sequins, stuff like that. Oops. So these are the ones I've created. Hopefully the glare is not too crazy. I used the Maggie Holmes Flourish collection again. Just did some trim at the top. The next one. And I've been trying to build up my stash of like handmade embellishments so that I have some on hand, because I feel like maybe that's why all my projects take forever, is because you know, I gotta make everything for that individual like swap. So first things first, this is the perfect time to use your scraps, your little scraps. I organize all my bigger scraps like in a system I have, but this I just keep all the little ones in here that fit in this basket. If it fits, I'm gonna put it in here. For all the other stuff I use. So basically you're gonna need a 2 1/4 by basically 1 1/2 rectangle. Okay, so I didn't use this one yet. This one's too skinny. Okay, I think these two, they contrast each other because they're gonna, you know, go as a pair. Cut these down. So it needs to be a 2 1/4 inch long. I mean, these can be longer or shorter, just depending on how big your paper clip is. And then it's about 1.5 inches and 1 tick over, which is 1 5/8. Sometimes though, the rulers and the scoreboards don't have like those individual measurements, so it's 1 5/8. If you don't have all those little markings and you're like me and have no clue what those increments are, it's 1 tick over 1 1/2. Either your scoreboard and your cutting board is the same board, or you know, it's not. For it at about 1/2 inch, just one score line. Okay, now I'm done with my cutting. So you just crease it on that fold. And I'm using a regular, I'm using gold ones for this, but a regular, basically a 2-inch paper clip. There is smaller paper clips. I mean, it just depends what size you're using. So you'll cut your paper accordingly. You get your handy dandy scissors. This is the fun part. This is how I started scrapbooking. Like, this was all I had. I didn't have a cutter. I didn't have dies. I didn't have anything. I had this stuff, paper, and some glue, and that's how I scrapbooked. I mean, probably when I was like 15, I would save receipts, all that stuff, tickets, and that's what I would scrapbook with. So anyway, I'm just trying to find I really like a scallop. I think I want a smaller scallop. Okay, so I want a scalloped one, and sorry guys, I don't know, my child. Okay. So for this example, I'm gonna do the teeth looking one and the scalloped. You can also just do, you know, cut with your scissors a banner style one, or the opposite banner where it goes in like an alligator mouth. I did those just manually. Why do I keep saying manually? By hand. And make sure, do you guys do the same thing? Your scissors is, sometimes I cut it backwards. I'm like, shoot, I just wasted that. I do that all the time. And I never try to cut all the way through like this, like one clean cut, because the scissors only cut good at the beginning. I have no clue why, but that's just my experience, I guess. So just move it up. And there you go. Okay, so another thing with these paper clips, you're gonna wanna know what side you're gonna make it on. So see how the paper clip goes it goes in this way, or you flip it and it goes from the right. Just depends. You know, I like to do one way and one the other way. So like this, and then make sure that the non-broken side is, you know, at the bottom. See how this side is broken? You can stick something on there. This one's a complete bar all the way through. And then you can do whichever side you want it to enter onto the paper. Just slide that bad boy in. Get your glue gun. Do you hate it? I had a glue gun that I really loved, and it stood up by itself. It was from Hobby Lobby. They don't carry it anymore. But my child like stuck I don't know if he stuck a crayon. He stuck something in there that wasn't supposed to go in there, and it doesn't work anymore. It gets hot, but it's not melting the glue, so something's jammed in there. But anyway, I have this Surebond fine tip, and you guys, I'm gonna start selling spider webs for Halloween because this is everywhere. It looks like cobwebs all over my desk. Does your guys do this? Like, I was like, okay, I'm ready to toss this thing out the window. I already make a mess as it is, and then, yeah. Okay, so now you just, that's it, like how you can make the paper clips, and then you can just embellish however you like with whatever you have, you know. I like to use like trims and laces and, you know, whatever you do have on hand. So for this one, I'm going to use, I don't know which one I'm going to use it on first. This guy or this guy? So I got this trim at Hobby Lobby. I love this little, the Michaels ones that, you know, were clearanced out are super cute. I love those ones. But the fringe, the tassel part is like too long. It would take up the whole paper clip. And this, I'm just going to bump it up a little bit because I want the bottom detail of the scissor trimming we did to show. It doesn't have to be perfect because you could just cut stuff off. So that's what it looks like. Then get your scissors and trim any uglies away. Okay, so that's that one. This guy, I was gonna do pearls, but I didn't know if that matched with like the theme. Okay, so I'm gonna do some of this trim that looks just like the Flourish collection trim, but I got this 50% off, so I got it for $2. I just glue the leaves down, and then at the top, the berry. Okay, so coming together. And then also you could do like crepe paper, which I did in these ones. I just got the crepe paper, I folded it in half, did 5 inches, and then crinkled it like this onto the, onto the bunting banner, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so for these guys, I did really want to use the chipboard pieces, but they're way too big. I couldn't even find a small one. So I was using these Flourish cardstock stickers. There we go. Oh my gosh, brain fart. Okay, so I'll use this guy this time around. I really liked how this one. Okay, so I'm not sticking it down yet because I'm gonna hot glue everything. And then one of these guys, let's see. I'll use this one. So right now I'm just layering. Like, I think my biggest problem with layering was like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm covering up the design. Like I struggle with that. I'm like, shoot, like, I don't know, I feel like you're hiding beautiful stuff, but it ends up looking, you know, cute that way. And then off centering it. Like, I have a thing with centering stuff, so I struggle with that as well, but I'm learning. So there's that guy, that sticker. Then this one on some of the designs, Once again, your handy dandy scraps. Obviously that's the same color. I just cut a little, I guess triangle. Let me trim that. Okay, so this is obviously way too big and crooked. Still too thick. I'm gonna do a little bit thinner. Then just, what is this called? The end of this? Flag out the edge. So I want it to hang a little bit over the paper clip, and then I want it to stop right at the I guess whatever this is, kind of like this. That looks good. And then when I have nails on, I use tweezers a lot because, well, it's hard not to. Okay, then where's my little doodads? Okay, so I have a lot of knickknacks from Hobby Lobby. When they had that sale, I was buying all sorts of like charms and you name it. Oh, I like this one better than this gold one. This one? Yeah, that's cute. Okay, so that's that guy. And then I also bought a bunch of brads. Now, do you see them like this? I don't use brads for the purpose that they're for. I have my handy dandy crappy scissors. I mean, look at, can you hear that? It's like grinding. Try to lay your brad out as flat as you can. And then close your eyes and cut down. You have to do it a couple times sometimes. And sometimes if you get lucky, this whole thing will just pop off. Okay, so now I cut the brad part off and there's like a little piece of metal there. That's gonna be for this guy. Then these little key dangly jewelry that I got in the Hobby Lobby clearance section. Ooh, these are hard. And just do the glue. Ooh, whoa, whoa. And this just adds dimension, adding little, like, I guess knickknacks, whatever you want to call them. There's that one. Sentiment stickers. My friend Kate from Australia sent me this, and it's got a bunch of gold foiling stuff as black, but I figured it didn't really match with this. So I'm just gonna pick one out. This one says "so sweet," and I don't put it all the way to the edge because I know that acrylic flower is gonna go there. And then just glob on that hot glue. I mean, the possibilities for this, like, making these. I'm just adding this. Okay, so that's that. Now, based off of your packaging, your self-sealing cellophane bags, these ones are in the jewelry section at Hobby Lobby. This part's not my favorite. Hold on, I'll show you. I know there's a glare. But it has like a hole punch. Usually the ones on Amazon or AliExpress don't have that, but that's like the hanging part. So I'll cut that off in a minute. Just size your paper down, you know, that's gonna fit in there. This one's perfect from yesterday. So now, look at your paper clips, see where you know, what side you were supposed to put them on. So these ones are gonna enter from the side. But because I need them to be directly on the packaging, like this, and towards the bottom, I'm going to make a little cut slice on the paper with my X-Acto knife. Right about here, because it's gonna, that's where the paper clip's gonna end, and then again on this side. Again, I'm just eyeballing this, but you can do it with your, just a little like 3/4 inch slit to give you plenty of space to, you know, wiggle around. Slide it on in. Okay, so there they are now, and they're on there good. They're not going anywhere in that packaging. For this packaging, I'm gonna stick it in through the bottom of the opening, so that way they don't have to damage the packaging. Rip it off and see. I mean, it's a little bit lumpy, so just, you know, force it closed. I know there's a glare. Then the rest, I mean, you could use paper, but since I didn't like this like hole, I literally just cut off that section. I figured why not use this beautiful trim. Pretty, but for me to stare at, I don't know. I'd rather, I guess, use it now. I don't know. Love this trim. Isn't it so pretty? I did buy that fabric that you guys saw me haul a while ago, and I've yet to sew some and try to make some of my own. I knew that was going to happen. I was trying to be an overachiever, thinking I can make it. See, it's looking so... And if some of these pieces, like if you have trim or anything, just a little smidge of glue if they're acting up. It's like a crazy hair, just add hairspray. And then, when I was on vacation, I was hole punching a bunch of, not hole punching, paper punching a bunch of like shapes that I had and like colors that I use the most, which are like golds and pinks. So yeah, here's a heart one. I folded it in half as good as I could. And I kind of angled it on there. Got my handy dandy stapler. And I tried to staple it at the top of the heart, the center of the top of the heart, so that they could still pull this piece of paper out. But on a couple of them, I accidentally stapled the paper, so they're gonna have to tug and rip that paper. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Cute little Maggie Holmes inspired embellishments without a paper top this time around. Push all this stuff out of the way. I work like a mad scientist. Like my whole office area, you can't see it, but it is thrashed. Looks like a pack of hyenas got in here. Okay, hope you guys can see all that and the glare's not like crazy bad. All right, bye guys. Thanks for watching.